story time. This relates to the obvious signs that she's down, because this girl is definitely down to get some dick. Like she was practically begging for it, chat. Spoiler alert, I did not crack. Not because I couldn't, I definitely could. I just chose not to, and I'll tell you guys why in a minute. All right, so story time. I was, this was like 2 years ago. I was in a relationship, but we were on a break. We had broken up and we were like kind of on a break. So we weren't officially together. Anyways, it was my birthday and my brother, Durish, some of you guys know him. He told me to come with him to this bar because he was going to meet this girl on a first date. So I didn't want to go, but he was like, come on, man, just wingman me type shit. And I was like, okay, fine. So we go and we get to the bar and then we meet these 2 girls and then 1 guy. So one of them is the date, and then the other girl is the date's friend, and then the third one is a guy who is the date's cousin. So that guy might have been like 30 years old. He was kind of balding. He was kind of nerdy. So he was just side character. We don't really need to mention him. 40 minutes in, my brother's not really vibing. He's not feeling the vibes. He's asking the girls to come back to our place so we can drink. But the girls are not quite feeling it yet, right? They haven't scanned us yet. They don't know how we are. And I'm telling him to chill. I'm like, yo, bro, chill. Let's vibe for a minute. Feel things out. And then we can ask that question later. Did he listen to me? No. He did the complete opposite. He kept asking like 2-3 times. And at that point, I was like, okay, we fumbled. We already fumbled because, no point in asking a 4th time. They're probably going to think we're kidnapping them and selling their organs or sex trading them or some shit. So he leaves, right? My brother leaves. So now it's just me and then these 3 random people that I've never met before, mind you. So again, I do my thing. I'm just vibing, being myself, really not expecting anything. And so I start talking to her, right? My brother's date. I start talking to her. She's kind of on her phone at the beginning. She's a bit hesitant. She doesn't know me, but I start talking to her. I'm like being open and warm and inviting. I'm like, yo, what are you doing on your phone? Come, let's play. And then we start playing some pool and we get to talking. And then me and her really vibe. Like after 45 minutes, she ended up buying me a drink. So at that point, oh shit, thank you for the dono. At that point, we were starting to click a little bit and she was like fucking with the vibes. And so I noticed she was a lot more open. She was talking to me. She was getting close to me. We were dancing on a dance floor. I was like holding her hips and shit. So at that point, if a girl is giving you physical touch, to answer your question that you asked, what are some obvious signs? That's one of them. If a girl is being physical with you, that's an obvious sign. 2, if you're feeling her energy, she's reciprocating, right? She's not walking away. She's not ending the conversation. She's giving you eye contact and she's actively engaging. That's also another obvious sign. So anyways, she ends up buying me a drink because it was my birthday and we dance. And then after a while we leave. So this is where she doubles down, right? Because she's giving me hints, but I'm not really like going for it, right? And so the Uber, we're waiting for the Uber and she knows this is like her last chance to go home with me. And she has a vape in her hand. She takes a puff. And then she comes up to me and blows the smoke into my mouth. At that point, I'm bricked up, right? No, I'm kidding. I wasn't bricked up, but I was like, damn, she really just did that? That was bold. And so, we get in the Uber. We're sitting next to each other. And I knew I wasn't going to do anything with her because, again, I wasn't in a relationship, but we were on a break. And I didn't want to mess things up. So I knew I wasn't going to go home with her or do anything physical with her. But for me, honestly, it was just the vibes. It was going on a date, talking to a random person. And it was just overall fun, getting some attention and just knowing somebody was interested in you was honestly enough for me. So I played that for the love of the game, man. I played that shit for the love of the game. And once she did that vape thing, I was like, what flavor was the vape? I have no idea, bro. That was the last thing I was thinking about. I was just blown away by her doing that. It was so sexy, honestly. I wish more girls did that. Hottest thing. She had the balls to do it. Super attractive. And she was a cute, like, blonde girl. A little bit chubby, but like in the right places, if that makes sense. And she was kind of tall. She was probably like 5'9". She had heels on. But she was cute. She had a pretty face. In the face, she was pretty. And a little bit of a butt. Her friend though, her friend was completely caked up because she was a gym freak. She was like a goth emo gym freak because she was completely caked up. But hey, that's for a different story. Were you attracted to her? Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was definitely physically attractive. She was pretty in the face, which is like the most important part, in my opinion. So any other day, if I had been single, if the situation looked different, I probably would have went home with her. But I never saw her again, and that was that. So, Chad, what's the moral of the story there? The moral of the story is that the difference between what I did and what my brother did was that my brother had a goal in mind. He had a pursuit. He was trying to get them back to his place, right? Probably so he could smash. But me, I was there just vibing, chilling, no end goal. And that's really the difference. Like, they obviously felt something from him, some type of energy. He was rushing it. He was not letting it sit. It wasn't completely natural. And so, therefore, he didn't get what he wanted, right? He left the bar. But if you take it the other approach, which is just have fun, then you usually will get what you want eventually. So, obviously, like, it's okay to want things to go well, but don't force it. People feel when you're forcing shit, right? He was trying to kind of force it for them to come back home with us. So that's what he wanted. But you got to focus on what they want. What is it they want? Well, it's probably to have a fun time. So I hung out with them. We danced, we drank, we had fun conversation, we played pool. Everybody was having a fun time. And then she wanted to go home with me. Why? Because it was fun, right? She wanted to spend more time with me. Girls can smell desperation from miles away? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's what they picked up.